Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, I've just had someone punch me in the stomach. It feels like someone's punched me in the stomach. I feel winded right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Mikey Garcia has just come out and said that they are very close in finalizing a fight with Manny Pacquiao for May. After the video that I did yesterday about Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, we hear today that Mikey Garcia has come out and said that a fight between him and Manny is almost finalized. And I don't mean this in any disrespect to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a very good fighter, 4-division world champion. He deserves a lot of respect. He's a great fighter. There's no doubt about it. Mikey Garcia is an elite fighter, great fighter. But if I'm honest with you, I just don't like this fight, if I'm totally honest. And I don't listen, you can't begrudge Mikey Garcia getting this fight. You can't say he doesn't deserve it. He's a quality fighter. But I'm just not excited for this fight. It just does. The fight doesn't excite me, if I'm totally honest with you. It's not a fight that I'm too keen on. People may want to see it. Maybe Mikey Garcia fans. I'm pretty sure a lot of you Filipinos aren't going to be happy with it either, because I know a lot of you don't want him to fight Mikey Garcia. You wanted him to fight Crawford or Spence or one of those guys. But the Mikey Garcia fight just doesn't have... I don't just... Like, I watch it because of Pac-Man. Like, obviously, I watch every Manny Pacquiao fight. I'm a huge fan of Manny Pacquiao. So, I'm going to watch the fight regardless of who he fights. You know. But the Mikey Garcia fight, for me... I thought they were close to signing a... I thought Manny was close to finding a Crawford fight. But... I do think Mikey Garcia is saying the truth. I do think he's gonna. I do think Manny's gonna fight Mikey Garcia, and I think it's realistic for Manny, because I think Manny Pacquiao, you know, he's been out the ring since August 2019. To jump in with Terence Crawford after, you know, such a long layoff, I think would be crazy. But Manny Pacquiao is crazy. He's shown that he's not afraid of a challenge. But I think the Mikey Garcia fight's a more realistic fight. I think Manny beats him. Even at the age he is at, I think he'll beat Mikey. But as you can see from my demeanor, from my body language, I'm a bit dejected. Because I personally think what Mikey's saying is true. I think this fight is probably going to happen. Because Mikey Garcia looked very happy, looked very convinced that, and very assured that this fight's going to happen. And he seemed very confident that, you know, like, you know, when you see somebody's body language, you see someone's face, they're not like, you know, you can tell when they're talking in the air. He wasn't talking in the air. He seemed very confident, and it was as if he knew something that we don't. And he knew that, you know, there's no big negotiations going on in the background, and he knows that this fight is close to being done. And he looked very confident. And we know that Mikey Garcia was one of the names that Manny Pacquiao was looking at. I'm a bit dejected. I wanted to see the Crawford fight. And obviously, it looks like we're going to get Mikey. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. You know, Manny has got to do what he's got to do. I'm pretty sure he'd be considering a Crawford or a Spence fight down the road. But right now, I think Mikey Garcia is probably a wise move for Manny. He's been out the ring for a very long time. And he probably needs to fight someone like Mikey Garcia. If he can't beat a Mikey Garcia, then he shouldn't be fighting Terence Crawford. So, you know, I think Manny might look at this fight as a... And I don't mean this in disrespect to Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia is a 4-division world champion. He's an elite fighter. He deserves a lot of respect. But Manny might be looking at it as a warm-up fight. He might be looking at Mikey and thinking that I can beat this guy quite comfortably. Let me beat him, and then I'll fight some of the top guys in the welterweight division. I don't know when was the last time Mikey Garcia fought? I can't remember the last time Mikey Garcia fought. Was it against Errol Spence? Did he fight again after that? No, he did against Jesse Vargas. He did. he fought Jesse Vargas. I'm pretty sure Mikey Garcia fought Jesse Vargas after Errol Spence. Yeah, I'm actually 100% he fought Jesse Vargas. I don't think he fought after that. I can't remember when the Jesse Vargas fight was. Was it in 2019? In the middle of 2009? I can't remember. Was it 2020? I can't even remember. I know he fought Jesse Vargas, but I don't think he's fought after Jesse Vargas. And he beat Jesse Vargas. But again, is it a fight that really gets your juices flowing? Not for me. It's not a fight that... I'll watch it, like I said, because it's Pacquiao, but it's not a fight that really interests me. It's not a fight that I'll be buzzing about, you know, because I just think that there's other fights out there that I'd be buzzing about, you know. And unfortunately, Mikey's not one of them for Pac-Man. But again, I think it's a sensible move. At the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao's 40-something years of age. He's still fighting at the very top level. And we expect him to fight killers like Crawford and Spence. I think that in itself shows how great he is. But I'm not surprised, if I'm honest with you. Like I did say to you that I think he... a couple months ago, actually, I said to you guys that I think Mikey Garcia might be a guy that he fights because he's not fought for a long time. And to jump in with Spencer Crawford is quite crazy, really, because, you know, you need to have great preparation for fights like that. You know, those are elite pound-for-pound welterweights. Mikey Garcia is not really a welterweight. And this is why I think Manny Pacquiao beats him comfortably. I think we saw with the Spence fight, although Manny's not as big as Spence, he's not as young as Spence, I don't think Mikey Garcia is a welterweight. And I think against an elite welterweight... See, I can't remember where he fought Jesse Vargas at. Did he fight Jesse Vargas at 147? Jesse Vargas is not, for me, an elite welterweight. I think he's a world-class welterweight, but not an elite welterweight. He's a world-class fighter, Vargas, and I think Mikey was able to deal with him. However, I think Manny Pacquiao is a level above. Manny Pacquiao faced Jesse Vargas and he beat him quite convincingly. And for me, I think for me, Manny Pacquiao is a step. You know, he's a step above Jesse Vargas, and I personally think Manny Pacquiao will beat Mikey Garcia on points. I think Mikey Garcia showed in the Errol Spence fight that he's very durable, got a very good chin. But I do fancy Manny Pacquiao on that by unanimous decision. I think Manny Pacquiao will outwork him, outbox him, and beat him on points. I don't think Mikey Garcia has the power to hurt Manny Pacquiao. And I think that's also going to be a big problem for Mikey, just to be able to hurt Pacquiao, because I think Pacquiao's got a great chin. We know that over the years. But again, he's getting old. You see, Manny Pacquiao is getting old, and we don't know how he's going to keep up. You know, it may be a case where he just gets old overnight and Mikey's able to outwork him or knock him out. Who knows? You know, when you're at that age, things can go wrong. You know, I very much doubt it, because he didn't show if he was growing old, he would have shown signs against Thurman and he would have faltered, probably got stopped by Thurman late in that fight. But he managed to get through and he was very strong all the way through. And Manny really impressed me in that fight. I know certain people saw flaws in the sense that towards the back end of that fight and they saw him tiring. But that's natural. That's Mother Nature. That's nature taking its course, age taking its, you know, he's 2 years of age. Well, what do you expect him not to tire against Thurman? He's going to tire, man. But I don't think Mikey Garcia is physically that as strong as Thurman. I don't think Mikey punches as hard as Thurman. I don't think Mikey's going to be able to assert himself as physically as Thurman could. Thurman was a very big man. He's a big welterweight. Mikey Garcia is not a welterweight. So Manny Pacquiao would really be fighting a 135 pounder, really. Really, Mikey Garcia's best weight is 135 pound. And that's what Manny would be fighting. He'd be fighting a blown-up 135 pounder. And Manny's not a big welterweight, but Manny's been fighting at that weight for a very long time, and he's beaten top big welterweights. So you have to say he's a welterweight, because he's been fighting at that weight and beating top guys at that weight. Whereas Mikey fought Errol Spence and got beat by him quite in comfortable fashion. And not just that, I think if Mikey Garcia fought any of the top welterweights, I think he would get beat. I think Crawford beats him. I think Porter will probably beat him. I think I think even Danny Garcia could beat him. I think Danny Garcia would be a good fight, though. I think Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia would definitely be a great fight. I think that's a very good fight, if I'm honest with you. I would love to see that. I would love to see Mikey Garcia beat Danny Garcia. I think that would be a great matchup. But it looks like Mikey Garcia is not going to have to fight Danny Garcia. He's going to be going into a fight with Manny Pacquiao, according to himself. Now, is it Mikey? Mikey said this before, and see, Mikey a month ago wasn't confident. When I saw him talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight, he was talking about others. He was talking, oh, I'll fight Porter, I'll fight Thurman, I'll fight all these guys. He didn't seem confident, and it didn't look like Manny Pacquiao was going to fight him, and he didn't look like he was in negotiation with Pacquiao from the way he was talking. But the interview that Mikey did with this lady, I don't know who she was, but he was doing an interview with her. He seemed confident that this fight is very close to being done. And you could just tell from his body language, you could tell from the way he was talking. It looks like this fight is going to get over the line and Manny will be fighting Mikey, which, again, it's a good fight. You know, Mikey Garcia is no slouch. He's a great fighter, 4-division world champion. It's just not a fight that I wanted. You know, I would have preferred a Crawford fight, to be honest with you. But again, it is what it is, you know. It's still a great fight between two great fighters. It's a Manny Pacquiao fight, which is always an event. It's always an occasion when Manny Pacquiao fights. And I think we're going to get to see a good fight, you know, a fight that I believe Manny will win, but a good fight nevertheless, you know. So leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about Mikey Garcia saying that it looks like him and Manny Pacquiao are going to be, a Manny Pacquiao fight is going to be finalized with him. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few of you that are not happy, that are going to be Mardy. But you know what? It is what it is. You know, we get to see the legend in the ring, and I don't mind it. You know, Manny's not a champion anymore. He has no obligation to division. He can fight who he wants. They stripped him of his belt, so Manny can fight who he wants. And if he decides to fight Mikey Garcia, good luck on him. Good luck for both. I hope both of them make a shed load of money. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.